Hey, church girl, Happy New Year. You know, there's something no one tells you when you start healing. They tell you how to process the pain. They tell you how to forgive, and they tell you how to breathe again. They tell you how to survive what you went through. But what they don't tell you is this. They don't tell you that healing is not the finish line. I'm Dr. Brenda Mouzon, and welcome to Church Girl Heal. Healing, sis, is the moment responsibility begins. You know, for a long time, I thought healing was the reward. I thought if I could finally name what hurt me, I thought if I understand what shaped me and I can rebuild my relationship with God, then the work was done. But that wasn't true, sis. Healing was not the end. Healing became the responsibility. Because healing changes what you tolerate. Healing changes what you normalize. And healing changes what you pass down, believe it or not. And if healing does not interrupt cycles, it quietly allows them to continue. I'm speaking today as a woman who had to heal, but I'm also speaking as a Christian mother who realized something uncomfortable. How many mothers out there? If I'm talking to you, you're listening to me right now, and you are a Christian mother, I want you to lean closer. I could not heal for myself and then turn around and hand my children the same shallow faith, the same silence, the same unresolved questions I had to recover from myself. That would not be healing. That would be survival disguised as progress. Not healing. You see, healing isn't private when you're a parent. There is a version of healing that is very personal, necessary, sacred. But once you become a parent, healing is no longer private. It cannot be. Your healed places affect how you listen. Your unhealed places affect what you avoid. Your silence teaches just as much as your words. I had to ask myself some hard questions. One, what did I inherit that I never examined? What faith did I memorize but never understood, and probably still don't understand? And what question was I taught not to ask? Because whatever I didn't face, my children would feel. And that's when I realized something that stopped me in my tracks, sisters. I healed my relationship with God so my children wouldn't inherit my silence. Silence about doubt, silence about confusion, silence about pain, and silence about unanswered questions. Silence does not protect faith. Silence isolates it. And the lie we were told about healing, somewhere along the way, we were told that healing was told to us as closure. We were told that healing was closure. You know, you heal, you move on, you close that chapter. But healing is not closure, sisters. Healing is clarity. Healing brings responsibility. Because once you see the patterns, you can't pretend you don't see them anymore. Once you recognize how shallow faith collapses under pressure, you can't keep teaching it the same way. Once you realize obedience without understanding doesn't last, you can't keep calling confusion rebellion. Our children are confused. And once you heal from performance-based spirituality, you can't raise children on fear and compliance. Healing that doesn't interrupt cycles is unfinished work. I hope I'm talking to somebody today. That sentence might be uncomfortable, but it's true, sis. And what healing revealed to me as a mother, I am about to share with you. Healing showed me that much of what we passed down as faith was actually unexamined tradition. Yes, I said it. Unexamined tradition. We taught memorization of scripture. We skipped understanding. We rewarded obedience. We discouraged curiosity. And when we were shocked, and we were shocked when faith collapsed under pressure. But pressure doesn't destroy belief. Pressure reveals its foundation. Healing forced me to confront this truth. I don't want my children surviving what I normalized. I want them standing on something solid. That meant I had to stop asking, are you behaving? And start asking, do they understand? Do you understand why I want you to not do this or not do that? It meant I had to stop equating quiet faith with strong faith. And it meant I had to admit something painful. That some of what I was taught to protect faith actually made it fragile. It did. A lot of us are in that situation. We were taught certain things that made our faith fragile. And the minute we were asked a question we couldn't answer, we left. But here are some changes how parents can do it. Once healing, you have that responsibility. You have the responsibility to listen longer, to answer honestly, to admit when you don't know. You make room for questions without panic. This is what we can do for our children, the next generation. You stop fearing doubt and start addressing formation. Because doubt isn't the enemy, fragility is. Our faith is so fragile. Our children's faith is so fragile. And fragility grows when belief is borrowed instead of built. As a Christian mother, my goal is not to raise children who never question God. We were told to never question God. My goal is to raise children who know how to think about God when questions come. This is a very different assignment. It is very different. So why this isn't about blame? I'm not here to blame you, sis. I'm not here to blame mothers. I'm not here to blame you for why your children left church, left their faith. Let me say this clearly because it matters. This is not about blaming parents. This is about condemning, and this is not about, hear me well, it is not about condemning the church or the schools. This is not about rewriting the past, because you cannot. Most of us taught what we were taught. Most of us passed down what we inherited. And most of us didn't know any other way. Healing isn't about shame, sis. Healing is about responsibility. That's what I will keep saying. And responsibility says, now that I know better, I choose better. I choose better. Even our children have a choice when they know better. When they have formed their faith, they have built their faith, and they can respond. Healing asks us to stop pretending that recovery is enough. Healing asks us to think generationally. That's the word, generationally. Healing asks us to care not just about what we survived, but about what our children will stand on. It asks us to replace silence with conversation, fear with formation, performance with understanding. Because faith that lasts is not protected by control. It's strengthened by clarity. Controlling our children, the minute they are of age, they will run and leave. I have a quiet question that I want you to sit with. I want to end with a question and not a conclusion, because formation begins with reflection. Sis, what are you refusing to pass down? Not just habits, not just trauma, but beliefs that were never explained. My God. Faith that was never examined. Silence that felt safer than honesty. Healing didn't end with you. It became your responsibility. It did. And sis, if this resonated with you, sit with it. Let it work on you. There's more to say, and we'll keep having these conversations. But for now, this is enough. Until next time, I'm Dr. Brenda, and this is Church Girl Heal with Dr. Brenda. Have a blessed day.